Welcome to another edition of The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
All right, good morning. Welcome to the Good Outdoors radio show here in the Black Crow Studios in Valdosta, Georgia. Man, I'm glad to be back. How about you, Steve?
Yes, sir. You can't stay away from the radio station very long without starting to miss it.
I tell you, we played us a rerun this past Monday, and I guess me and you were in the woods.
Yeah, we were rerunning in the woods. I actually listened to it on the way to the woods, which was a pretty cool thing to do. It's kind of listening, critique yourself, and that sort of thing. Learn from it. That's
right. Man, I had a great Christmas, great time with family and friends, and great fellowship, and great food also.
There's always a lot of food going on there at Christmas, especially around our big old family. You have all kind of stuff. And so you walk away not full from that event, that's your own fault.
That's right. I talked to Juan this morning when he come in, that guy running our producer this morning anyway. He said he didn't do nothing but eat all weekend. I said, man, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of get slim fast companies, they make their living this time of year because everybody feels guilty. You know, and I can tell too, man, usually I don't pay a whole lot of attention. I've always been pretty active, but now starting to slow down a little bit here, and I can tell, man, I'm sitting here, bent over, and I can feel that gut, so I'm gonna have to get on some program. I saw the insanity workout on the infomercial the other day, and I don't think I'm gonna be doing that one.
No. I'm insane enough, so I don't need.
I am in no condition to be getting in shape when it comes to insanity.
Well, was Santa Claus good to you?
Santa Claus was very good to me, man.
Me too.
I was telling somebody on the phone that I think that he flew right over me this year, but when you look at it closer, I actually got everything I wanted and then some. When you look at the kids and everybody and how our both of our combined families had such a good time opening the gifts and seeing the smiles on the little ones' faces and had a good time this year. I didn't have to put a whole lot of stuff together, so that's always a good thing. But I posted on Facebook. It never ever gets me. One of my pet peeves the last couple of years is batteries. I look at everything that we've got, and I check and I double check and I recheck, and I make sure that every single thing they got has the proper battery to go with it. In some daggum way, every time I wake up, we're short 2 AAA batteries or 2 AA batteries. And on Christmas Day, you got to figure out how I'm going to get some batteries. Alan, I posted it on Facebook. Alan Taylor, my good buddy, he said, hey, I got some batteries if you need it. But I managed to find 2 AA's at the convenience store out by the interstate. And, of course, I had to put them on 90 days, same as cash. But I did get them.
I saw where Pat Hill posted on that, too. Said he done spent $20 on a couple of batteries that morning, man.
That's right.
It never fails. I mean, if you got, lucky this year I didn't have any that I opened, that we opened Christmas morning there at the house that needed batteries. Now, Mackenzie and Aubrey and Michelle, they're in Ohio for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
And when they come back, we got to have batteries when they open their gifts here. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, you go make a list of all the batteries you need and go add about 5 or 6 batteries to that, and you might make it. I kind of doubt it, but you might.
Maybe get them.
Yeah, and then, usually there's that one toy that don't go together right or don't work right, and you got to take it back. You got to explain why Santa's helpers and the elves didn't get it put together right and all. But it went pretty good this year. We didn't even have any retreads or anything. Had one jacket or something that didn't fit that we gotta send back to Bass Pro Shop. So other than that, pretty good. It's really good. A lot of smiles on the faces.
I had a question on here on Facebook this morning from Richard Dale Jr. He asked what happened to Peg. Peg's been working the night shift. I left him a message the other day and he hadn't called me. Last we heard, he'd been working the night shift. So, Peg, if you're out there and you listen, man, give us a call and let us know what's going on with you and let us know you're back in action. Cause,
we
kind of miss him on the radio here.
We're starting to get a little worried about Peg. The last time I saw him, I ran into him at the store that day. Mm-hmm. And he had said that he got put on a different shift and then had lost contact with us. So, we may have to find out what his employees' priorities are there and see if we can't do a petition and get him back on the correct shift so he can support us.
Got to do something, man. Got to do something. Got to hear his voice here.
And he's out there doing good. I can guarantee you that. Too big a heart. Too big a heart.
I put a video. A friend of mine had he videotaped this deer the other day. Kyle Meeks. He works down there with Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair, and he's got his girlfriend out in the yard with a dog, and you can see, you know, across the street there's a house, and there's a little bitty yearling just walking all out there around them and with them.
Huh.
And I didn't get to ask him where this was from, but it's pretty neat. No deer just walking around out there playing.
Yeah, we
I guess it lost its mama.
There was one, I did not see this, but I don't know if you remember the talk about it. We were at Country Goes Hunting last year, turkey hunting. Some guys on the property they were at, they were walking, trying to get on the turkey, and a deer came up to them and wouldn't leave them alone. We'd just follow, walk around with them, lick them. You know, they think it was some, one that had gotten out. You know, some tame situation where it gotten out. But every now and then you see stories like that. I saw a video the other day of a deer that I think it was a mule deer, actually, mule deer doe that in the winter a guy was walking and that mule deer come up and he was able to touch it and pet it and stuff like that. And seemingly out in the wild, he took it with his video, it's a telephone. And but you know, if they don't have a fear, they're not born naturally. I don't guess with a fear, you know, too much. So you know, unless they learn that fear, they don't. I guess they don't associate us with danger.
Well, I can tell you one yesterday that feared me.
Yeah. They all apparently are fearing and associating me with danger because they're not even coming around.
Well, that one came out yesterday, and I had to do a little doe management yesterday afternoon and pop me a doe and put a little more meat in the freezer.
Yep.
I'm going to get me some good old sausage, and I got 2 deer now, so I got sausage, hamburger, and cube steak I'm going to have made and help feed the family this year and cut down on the grocery bill a little bit.
I like that cube steak, too. I tell you, when you shot, I heard that bullet whack it.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh, man, it was a pow. I mean, you could just hear it wipe it.
Well, you know, the fog was so bad yesterday afternoon, and it'd roll in and roll out, and finally when it rolled out one time, I looked out there, I said, wait a minute, that bush wasn't standing there a minute ago. And the wind's not blowing that hard, that bush is moving.
Yeah.
I put the old scope up there and leveled off on her and shot, and man, I didn't think I was ever going to find her. She ran and ran and ran. Kind of hard to find a blood trail in the rain too, you know.
Wet stuff. The 2 expert trackers that we had on the job never fail.
That's right. We got it done.
Yeah,
Sure did.
You know, I'd have thought with the weather, the way it did yesterday, you know, the rain stopped. We wore our rain gear to the stand. It stopped. It got real pretty, and that started calming down a little bit. Birds were singing. I thought the food plots would just fill up with deer.
I did too.
And I don't know. I guarantee they moved all night ahead of what's headed our way.
I know, man. That's what I figured. You know, they was going to move good yesterday afternoon, but I guess they waited till right after dark and got up and I guarantee they moved last night though ahead of this weather that's coming because you got a little spurt of bad weather headed our way. The wind's out there whipping this morning 20-something miles an hour.
Oh man, yeah.
It
was blowing my car around on the interstate this morning. Drove the wife's car and it wasn't handling the wind real well this morning.
I saw we had a tornado in Mobile, Alabama yesterday. I watched it on the Weather Channel this morning. And lots. This spawned several tornadoes. It's coming this way, and you've got to be ready for it because it's not going to be too awfully long before it gets here.
Yeah, you were saying it may be here before we get out of here this morning. Huh?
Yeah, we got. I was watching the radar earlier. We'll cover it as it gets closer, but y'all guys be careful and watch out there because we're starting to get the outer fringes of it now. It's coming, so we gotta be prepared for it.
Everybody, make sure you like us on Facebook. If you're a first-time listener this morning, we've got a Facebook page called the Good Outdoors with a Z. A lot of interaction with our fan base there. We're up to 6,110 likes, and we had a post here during the tragic shooting, that happened, and we put a post. You or Ronnie, I don't even know who did it, but
Ronnie put it up there.
Ronnie put a little post up there about putting God back in schools, and we do those things to stimulate reaction and thought, and out of 6,000 fans, you would think you'd get a certain response, but this one has done what they call I guess go viral, and 81,743 people have liked this post. 16,000 have shared it, and 2,618 have commented on it.
That's amazing.
It is, and it's a some of those comments just make you believe one way, but you get, and I'm not going to belabor that point. You can get on our Facebook page, check it out, but there's a lot of there's pretty much black and white. You either go one way or you go the other way.
Yep. And
a lot of people are commenting on there, and we've commented on there, but that thing has taken off. I got a call from a lady with CNN radio that had actually caught wind of it and wanted to find out what the Good Outdoors was all about, and was possibly going to include comments about the Good Outdoors radio show in a commentary on CNN radio, but she never called back. I kind of have my beliefs there once they check us out and they see what we're all about and they see our position, that we're going to stand and not, we're not going to bend or modify it for anybody. We do believe in the Second Amendment and we believe in gun rights, and we went over that repeatedly on this show. And although we within the Good Outdoors Nation may agree or disagree on some of the methodology of how we get things done, we all believe in our Second Amendment right collectively. So
that's right.
But we'll keep plugging along and talking about things, and a lot of people got guns for Christmas, and yeah,
they did.
We're going to support them. A lot of posts about people shooting things up on Christmas Day.
Lots of them. I had a neighbor down the street. She bought her and her husband bought her son a BB gun, the first BB gun. He's
gonna put your eye out.
He stopped by the house earlier this year, and he stopped by and talked to me. I gave him some stickers and gave him a Hunting is Good poster one time, And,
deal, yeah.
And boy, he's just loving it. And he got him a BB gun, and I saw where she put on Facebook that she went out and shot it with him this weekend. So I got to get down there and help him and teach him the ways of hunting. And I told him I'd carry him hunting with me this year, but he's not quite old enough yet. He won't be able to sit still. So maybe next year I'm going to get him out in the woods and teach him what the Good Outdoors is all about.
Got to indoctrinate him into the Good Outdoors.
That's right.
That's great, man. A BB. We all got our favorite BB gun stories. We were talking about them, some at Christmas, and some favorite and some not so favorite. So we may touch on some BB gun activity here one day this week, if not today. So
yes,
got a lot of football coming up, a lot of things to talk about here. You're on a windy day. Listen to the Good Outdoors. We'll be back in just a second.
Everyone knows that Eagle Auto Repair in Lake Park, Georgia is the best place to get your vehicle back in shape and keep it there. But did you know they're also a certified U-Haul provider? That's right. If you are moving somewhere or pulling a car or truck and need help, Eagle Auto Repair can hook you up. No matter if it's local or long distance, we've got you covered. Might as well leave your car for service while you move. That's multitasking. Eagle Auto Repair, 321 Lakes Boulevard in beautiful Lake Park, Georgia. Stop by or give Ronnie a call at 229-559-1999.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
Southern Ocean Sports at 1607 North Ashley Street, Valdosta has been the South's premier dive shop for over 26 years. SOS is a NAUI accredited dive shop and teaches everything from open water dive classes right up to instructor. Come learn to dive with Dave Stone of the History Channel's hit show Axemen. Southern Ocean Sports also has a complete line of paintball guns and accessories, as well as the only skateboard shop in town. Stop by Southern Ocean Sports at 1607 North Ashley Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 229-244-4084.
Crystal River Seafood, located at 958 North St. Augustine Road, is simply described as the best fresh seafood in South Georgia. Fresh is the key word here. No matter what you crave, from shrimp to fish, grilled to fried, Crystal River Seafood has it all. The service is second to none, and the atmosphere is typical Southern hospitality. So if you want to treat yourself to a fine, fresh seafood dinner with the family, or enjoy a nice lunch special, it's Crystal River Seafood in Valdosta, Georgia, just down from Tractor Supply on North St. Augustine Road.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
All right, yeah. Welcome back this morning. Welcome back. You know, I wanted to touch on something. We had another idiot over the weekend. In New York, killed a couple of firemen and a sister. And, you know, there's just, it's senseless. It seems like copycat killers come out all the doggone time. And this guy obviously was troubled. He had murdered his mother, I think, 19 years earlier?
I hadn't even read. I heard about it, but I haven't done any in depth. So I'm with the listeners here. You giving the full report here. I'm in the dark.
You know, he set his car on fire in his house, wanting to burn down his neighborhood, and wanting to hurt firemen. And I first heard about this from my buddy Brad up in Maryland. You know, he texted me about it, saying that you know, it was going on because he's a fireman up there. Him and several of them up there. I think Brandon's listening this morning. He's on his way to work too. But you know, this guy set his his stuff on fire in the house, killed his sister in the house first, set his stuff on fire, lured firemen there. You know, firemen don't, you know, they get out to battle a blaze. They're not thinking they need to have on armored suits and all that. And he opens fire on them and kills two of them. I think wounds two more. And it's just senseless killings, man. There's no sense in it. It's ridiculous. You know, if he killed his sister in the house first, I think they found her body now in the house that burned up. And the firemen pull up there to put the fire out, to get out there, get the hoses, get the pump truck going, and all of a sudden they're under fire.
That's crazy.
What in the world is, you know, what's wrong with people?
No, I mean, you know, it's just pure evil. And the sad thing about it is, you know, it's an old thing, you know, when you're in your classroom in school, you know, you got 30 people in the classroom and one ding-dong in there does something, and it penalizes the whole class, you know, and that's what happens when you get an idiot with a gun. It puts a bad light on you know, law-abiding legal gun owners everywhere. This guy was obviously insane, you know, and that's there's two things that I don't think you're ever going to get anywhere with. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get anywhere with trying to regulate guns to cause to affect a change to where this sort of thing don't happen. And the reason you can't do it is because of the other side of the coin. Mm-hmm. You got a crazy man on the other side of the coin.
Yep.
If he, you know, short of going door to door and collecting every gun from every citizen in the United States or the world for that matter, you're not going to, you know, why would you do that to start with? You know, millions of law-abiding citizens compared to a few idiots. But if you went door to door and collected it, you're still not going to take away the insanity. If they don't have a gun to turn to, they're still going to be insane. They're still going to find a way to disrupt and cause grief. They're going to take a car and go down the street one day, and they're going to go to a crowded place like a church service where they're getting out of church and they're all crowded, gathered around the front of the church, and he's going to run his car through the crowd, killing a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. And then are you going to start banning cars? No. Right. You're not going to get rid of guns. You're not going to get rid of crazy people. You know, you've got to, you know, we have our strong opinion here in the Good Outdoors, and we don't shy away from it. We believe in God, and until you get God, or if you don't believe in God, you got to believe in your moral character, and the fact that you're going to do good. The golden rule, even if you don't believe in God, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The basic principles, you know, that's what you've got to instill in people.
You sure do.
You've got, I mean, you got to boil it way down. You know, in my opinion, you got to get in school and not, you know, we talk about putting God back in school. What you're really talking about is not taking away your right to worship at school, whether you believe in God or you believe in Buddha or whoever. You know, that's still, Buddhists are based on moral convictions. You know what I mean? They don't believe in violence. Okay, so put your time to worship your God or your religion back in school, not teach it. That's not what we're saying. That's what frustrated me on that post. That's not what we're saying. Not literally teach God. You can go to a Christian school if you want to learn about God. Okay, we're talking about don't tread on my rights to practice my religion at school. Not put it on other people. Okay,
That's right.
I understand that. Separation of church and state's not what we're talking about here, but put morals back in there. When a kid screws up at school, let the principals tear his tail up. Let the principals spank him.
That's right.
Okay? If he screws up at home, discipline him. You know, all this stuff about you shouldn't discipline your child or you know, he's just a kid. You know, that's where the problem is. I don't care. You can look back and see stat after stat after stat, the moral decay of society. We turn the other cheek, ironically.
Way too much.
You know, when we shouldn't. We should punish. You know, that doesn't mean we don't love. When I whip my kid, and I do, that don't mean I don't love him. I hate it.
I know. It hurts you as much as it hurts them.
And it really does. And you didn't know that when you were growing up. You know, when your dad said, this hurts me more than it hurts you didn't understand it, but now you do. And our dad beat our tail. Mm-hmm. But we have nothing but love for the man. Right. You know what I mean?
I was never abused, but I was daggum sure disciplined.
No, there was times when we thought we might have been being abused, but we weren't. You know, we were being disciplined. We deserved it. We needed it. A kid longs for that. You know, he longs for that guidance and attention, so he can. You know, my wife and I got in a discussion the other day about when I was disciplining one of my children, and she didn't happen to agree with the way I was handling it, and I simply said, look, I'm handling it the way it was handled on me when I was a kid, and I turned out okay.
That's right.
I'm not perfect, but I guarantee you one thing: I won't never take any gun that's in my house and go use it on somebody else.
Never.
I won't bring any harm like that on somebody else. Which is not to mean you don't mess up. And
no matter how mad I get, I've never wanted to go and do that. You know, I have a respect for other people. I might want to go beat the crap out of somebody when I get mad. But you know, I guess that's human nature. But
99% of the time, you don't go do that.
No, 99% of the time I don't. When I was growing up, probably 98% of the time, every spanking or whipping out at God, I deserved. The other 2% of the time was something you done I got blamed for.
Well, that was just good planning on my part. I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game. You know?
That's right. But no, I guarantee you, everyone I ever got, I deserved. And
yes, sir.
I can remember my last one, and I'm sure I wasn't 10, 11 years old. I wasn't very old, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I didn't want any more.
No,
I knew to start doing right, or they were going to get worse because I was getting older.
Well, I don't remember specifically the last one I got, but I do remember when it shifted is when I really started loving baseball to the point I was really it ruled my life at that point. When Dad and Mom realized that, then it was pretty easy. They didn't have to spank me anymore. All they had to do was say, "You're not going to baseball."
That's
right. And that was it. And then I straightened up. It was kind of like deer hunting. You know, it would break our heart if, the night before we did something wrong and that, so you're not going with me in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It started shifting when you started getting things you really dearly love to do. Now, today, kids love video games. They just do. I hate it. I wish all video games were destroyed. That's just my opinion. I think it's a monumental, overall, waste of time.
Yep.
One that I participate in. We got video games for my kids this weekend because that's what they want. But now, instead of taking something like baseball or football away, we're taking the video game away.
Yep. Or the phone
away. That's right, the phone or the Kindle Fire or the laptop, whatever the case may be. It's just a shift. The shift of I think technology, honestly, is the root of a lot of our problems.
Oh
a lot of this stuff is based on copycat things. And sometimes we don't articulate our standpoint here. We're not a political show. Everything that we talk about is related to the outdoors. And what I'm trying to say here it is related to the outdoors. What I'm saying specifically is technology has taken children and people from the outside and kept them inside. It's a very basic thing. And the whole reason we started this show is to hopefully somehow, in a perfect world, it would be great for us to single-handedly reverse the trend.
Yeah.
But we don't have rose-colored glasses on. We would like to at least slow it down, maybe affect a little bit of change, cause a few dozen people to say, you know what, this weekend instead of laying up into the house watching TV, I'm going to go buy a tent at Walmart for $79. I'm going to go to Reed Bingham State Park and take my kids camping.
You know how many times I've read stuff on, in magazines and articles and different places and about a kid, a parent. It's a parent writing this article talking about, I've lost touch with my kid. I don't know where my kid's at. I don't know what my kid's doing. And all of a sudden they decide, okay, I'm going to try to get my kid back. And they do exactly what you said. They go buy a tent or they do something. They get involved in that kid's life in the outdoors, whether it's through sports.
Yep.
Or any type of racquetball sports, flying, camping, biking, boating, hiking, camping. I mean, it don't matter camping.
Yep.
Camping's a good one because it happens a lot of times. But it reconnects them with that kid, and they get a better understanding of what that kid's going through. And it's hard to start with. You hear, you gotta leave these. You gotta make them put this phone down. That's the biggest thing. Make them put their phones down and all their stuff down. Get away from any internet access. Get away from the phones, and reconnect with your kid. And it's so good. I carried, Caitlin with me the other afternoon hunting, and we sat up there and we just talked and just had a good time. And she was asking all about the outdoors. What was that noise? What is this noise? And man, it's just awesome to get out there and do it. And you learn so much more. You sit there and you talk about what's going on in their life and in school and what she's doing in church and how much she's loving going to church. It's just a good thing. You reconnect with your kids. And I challenge anybody out there that might be struggling or having some trouble with a teenage kid, just take a weekend or a day in a weekend and go somewhere with that kid in the outdoors, whether it's just going to a state park, go to Reed Bingham and walk the nature trails and reconnect with them and see if it doesn't do you some good. It not only would do them some good, but it also do you some good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of movies on that very subject, where Disney or whoever makes a family-oriented movie to where a kid and the parents have kind of disconnected, so they use getting outside as the activity. Most recently, an absolutely hilarious movie to me was the one, I don't remember the name of it, but it's got Chris Rock, Kevin James, and some of them people in there, and they meet Adam Sandler, and they meet up outside, and they get the kids reconnected, the city slickers, and they get back outside. But we'll talk more about getting your family and some things you can do outside here in just a minute. Be right back.
Drop by Bailey's Custom Meats at 1646 Clay Road in Valdosta and fill your freezer with the finest meats around. We will custom cut your steaks any way you want them. If it's not what you like, just tell us and we'll recut it. This Friday and Saturday, we are selling bone-in New York strips for $4.99 a pound. We also have the Pick 5 for $19.99. Don't forget, we also process your deer that you take into Good Outdoors. Just quarter it and put it in the cooler. Hamburger, cube steak, or sausage, however you want it. Come by and see Mike and the gang at Bailey's Custom Meats today. We sell the meats your mama raised you on.
Triangle Discount Corner is a true discount and convenience store located at the intersection of River Street and St. Augustine Road. It's very easy to zip in and zip right back out. Triangle Discount Corner is all about convenience and discounts. Ice cold beverages, coffee, snacks, last minute needs, or filling up that gas tank in a flash is what we're all about. Wheel into Triangle Discount Corner today and tell them you listen to the Good Outdoors on Kicks Country 99.5 and get you a nice hot cup of coffee for a quarter. But you got to get there before 9 a.m. That's Triangle Discount Corner at the corner of River Street and St. Augustine in Valdosta.
Horizon RV in Lake Park, Georgia is your family-friendly RV dealer. Horizon carries a great selection of new as well as pre-owned RVs. Horizon owner B.K. Eisen created an RV dealership with a strong focus on its customers and the personal service it provides. The complete line of Coachman Freedom travel trailers is simply unbelievable, and the RV accessory and service department is second to none. If you need financing, Horizon RV has the best RV financing in Georgia. So stop by Horizon RV at 5343 Mill Store Road in Lake Park, Georgia, and take an RV to the Good Outdoors.
Hey, Dad?
Yes, Dawson?
Is there a limit on how many clay pigeons you can shoot?
Well, son, you really don't kill a clay pigeon since it's not alive to begin with.
Is there a limit on how many skeets you can shoot?
No, Dawson, there is not a limit. Usually here at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, we just see how many we can hit. And they are not called skeet, but I will explain that later.
Well, it wouldn't really matter if there was a limit for you.
Dawson, just because I run Southwind doesn't mean I shoot all the time.
That's not what I mean, Dad.
But what do you mean, Dawson?
If there was a limit, you wouldn't ever be in danger of going over it.
Are you saying I'm a bad shot?
Maybe you just need more practice.
Come see us today at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river in Brooks County, or visit our website at southwindclaysandquail.com for more information on quail hunts or rifle and pistol range or sporting clays.
You missed again, Dad.
Okay, son, let's keep moving.
Tea's Smokehouse, Adel, baby. Stop by for lunch Monday through Friday, and Teresa will sit you down to the absolute finest barbecue sandwich you can find. Located a quarter-mile north of Cook County Fort in Adel, Georgia, Sweet Tea's Smokehouse has the finest pork ribs and chicken in South Georgia. Teresa just introduced her new chicken wings to the public, and I'm telling you, they are a life-changing event. Sweet Tea's Smokehouse is also open every Thursday and Friday evening from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Stop by Sweet Tea's Smokehouse at 701 South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, or call your order ahead at 229-896-1665.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Hey, welcome back. We got our partner there, Ronnie Colbert. He's checking in with us this morning. He had some surgery last week and had to spend a couple nights in jail there is what I call it. But in
You talking about Veronica?
Yeah, Veronica. He had to spend a couple nights there in the hospital to get his pain down. But man, he's back home now. He's still sore, but he's doing better. Glad to see him home.
Man, put some dirt on it. Rub some dirt on it. Get out of here, man. Come on.
Yeah, a lot of people have chimed in, wishing him well, and hey, I want to say one thing too. We got some bad weather coming, guys. Bulldog, I know you and Thomas Gray out there. Y'all be safe driving them trucks. Mm-hmm. And I know we have a lot more friends out there, but y'all be careful out there this morning going to work and things, because it's going to get rough. If it hadn't already on your area, it's fixing to get a little bit rough on us with the wind blowing. So everybody be good and be careful out there.
Yeah, I had a couple of friends go through the bad weather. Mobile, Alabama. A good friend of mine, Clint Norman, was working at the Pursuit Channel. He's just left there to go to pursue some other endeavors, but he just missed being in that tornado. So wow. I'm glad everybody's all right. I know it did a little bit of damage, but don't take the weather for granted, people. It's bad. It's coming. Just hunker down, keep inside, stay off the road.
Yeah, it should pass pretty quick, the way it's looking. We'll cover that in just a few minutes. I want to talk about Reed Bingham State Park. Talk about a good place to get your kids out. That's something local here that we're familiar with. There's state parks across the state of Georgia you can go to, but Reed Bingham is one that's really close to us, and I've been several times over the years. And state parks, you do have an admission price to get into them, but it's very low.
I think it's like $3.
Yeah, $3 for a car. It's not per person either. It's right. For a car, so you can load the car up, carry whatever to hold, and get the whole family up there.
Pack 10 people in there, it's 50 cents a person.
You got to have a big old van to do that, though. They've got so many things at Reed Bingham. They got 46 campsites, 7 picnic shelters, a beach pavilion, because they have the lake up there. You can carry your boat up there and ski and inner tube. You have to make sure you follow all the state laws, because they are strict about it.
They got a swimming area up there.
They got a swimming area at the beach pavilion. They got 4 group shelters, a pioneer camp, and 1 camp island that you actually paddle into. And I didn't know they had that now. I got to check that out. They have a lot of events coming up. They got a first day hike at Reed Bingham, and that's January 1st from 10:30 to 12. And it starts off the new year in a healthy way by taking a ranger-led hike. You got to wear, proper walking shoes and bug spray. But, that going up there with a park ranger, they can point out so many things that you don't know and you don't think about. You might know them, but you don't think about it, and you don't see them like they see them. And they'll point them out to you, and you'll learn something every time I go somewhere.
As smart as me and you are, I guarantee you we would learn something if we went.
Oh, yeah. And for the people that homeschool, they have homeschool at the park the second Thursday of the month, January 10th. And they'll cover a different topic relating to science, nature, and the outdoors. They will be divided up into 2 sessions, and will cover the same topic on an appropriate level for that age group. So, perfect. Lots of things going on. More hiking, all kind of stuff all throughout the month of January.
And you said that the hike with the ranger was January 1st?
January 1st.
From 10 to 12.
10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Okay, so you can still, I know a lot of people want to watch the football games on January 1st, me included, but you can get out there that morning and go do the hike and come back and catch the football games.
That's
It'd be
right.
a great thing to do, and I might do that. But I hope you don't really need bug spray on January 1st.
You shouldn't.
They just say that as a precaution.
But reservations are required for that. The Nature Nook will be open from 12:30 to 11 before the hike, and that's a $1 fee, and it's $5 parking fee for that day. But it's only it's just a parking fee, so take as many people as you want. But I encourage you to go out there and take advantage of it. Later in the month, they have an event called Hiking Stick Making. And you meet at the stage located at the campgrounds to create your very own hiking stick.
Man, that sounds like fun. It'd probably get probably a saw involved.
It might be.
What kind of a kid ain't interested in taking a saw and cutting on something?
And materials will be provided. However, visitors must provide their own knives for carving or whittling.
Oh man,
and
what?
It's cost of $8 per stick for that.
Now, what is it? You on a website? You ought to get the website out so people can check that out.
GeorgiaStateParks.org. GeorgiaStateParks.org.
And you just type in Reed Bingham in a search or something. I'm
you
sure.
type in Reed Bingham. It says select a park, and you can type in Reed Bingham or any other state park in the state of Georgia, and it tells you what kind of events are coming up.
Yep.
Tells you what all they have. They have a 375-acre lake up there. Good for hiking. Good for skiing. Good for don't hike in the water. Good for boating. And usually see plenty of wildlife. When we were young, we used to go up there, and they had actually, and they still have some, but they had actually animals up there in pens. They had deer and all kind of stuff.
Snakes, yeah.
And they have a great gopher population, gopher tortoise population up there.
Yep.
And they're big on that every year. And bird watching, you can go up there and see all kind of birds. And I used to go up there a lot with the boat and ski and not ski, but inner tube a lot, or just ride around. But I'm going to tell you, they're very, very strict on boat laws up there. They do not, and I'm glad they are. They do not take any kind of horse playing out there with a boat. They do not. Any kind of alcohol cannot be involved in it, which is a great thing. But they are on top of it all the time.
Yep.
I can promise you. So you got to be on your P's and Q's when you're up there.
Your taxpayer dollars has been funding Reed Bingham State Park forever, so you're paying for it. Might as well go up there and enjoy it. It's prepaid. You've been paying all these years. There's no telling how many tax dollars. If you figured out how much we've contributed, on an individual basis to keep it going, it's money well spent.
And we used to have family reunions up there.
Mm-hmm.
They got 46 tent, trailer, and RV campsites ranging from $25 to $32 with cable TV and full sewer hookups. They got picnic shelters ranging from $15 to $50 a day. It's swimming beach, pontoon boat tours, canoe and kayak rentals, fishing boat rental. 7 miles of trails to hike on.
Woo!
A miniature golf course, bicycle and street strider rental. You can rent a bicycle. Go up there and camp and rent a bicycle to go out there and play and all. Ranger programs. They got everything you want to do. They got buzzard viewing.
Yeah,
they
have something called Buzzard Days up there, don't they? It seems like they have a Buzzard Days festival sometime of the year.
It says buzzard viewing is best in the morning and late afternoon. Best locations are near the bridge and the dam in the morning or along the nature trail.
Well, I tell you what, I viewed some buzzards yesterday. Them things was, when it was raining, they all piled up in this one dead tree. There was 11 of them, matter of fact. They piled up there, and as the sun came out, they spread their wings, were drying their wings off, and and another thing I noticed was ducks. I shared with Darryl. There was 138 ducks coming into the swamp, and I think there was probably 50 or 60 that earlier in the afternoon had flown out of the swamp. They may have come back. I don't know. But
now I want y'all to know that this 138 is right, because what Steve had was a pencil and a piece of paper, and he'd write a little 1 right down there. When he got done, I had to count them all up last night.
No, I didn't do it that way. I did count them, and I could be off 2 or 3, but I'd stake my sordid reputation on that number. But if I was off by 38, that was still 100. That's a lot of ducks. And with the wood duck limit being, in the 1s, 2s, 3s, I think he could have fired some shots. And I marked the very tree where a large majority of them were going in. So Darryl and I strategized on the way home a little bit last night about that. So
sure did. Lots of events going on at Reed Bingham all the way. And then they got events all the way through, here through March right now. They've already got it up there. Migratory Bird Day, Earth Day weekend, Wildlife weekend. Man, they've got it going on up there, and they do have a Buzzard Day, Saturday, February 23rd.
Coming up.
Yep.
Buzzard Day. We were talking about a tent. Go buy your tent. Save your money up, lay it away or whatever. You can get a tent for less than $100. Pops right up. And I'll tell you what, I have many times during my life and raising children popped that tent up and camped in the backyard. Build a little
kids
fire.
love it.
Oh, they don't care. You don't have to go off nowhere, man. You can get out there and camp in the tent. Caden, my son, had a birthday party he went to here a month or 2 back, where the dad at the party set up the tent in the backyard, and they all piled up in the tent and slept there that night and roasted marshmallows and weenies and ran around the yard and had a good old time. Just get outside. It don't cost any money. It really don't. You can get right outside at your house. I don't care where you live. I mean, if you live in an apartment complex, most all of them has a playground. Okay. If it don't have a playground, you can probably be within walking distance of a public playground, Mackey Park or wherever. Getting outdoors just don't cost any money. There's no excuse. It boils down to pure old laziness. You know, it's too hot. It's too hot. I can't even imagine saying that when I was a kid, and you neither. I don't even remember ever being hot. I don't.
I don't either.
And I know it was. I know it was just as hot. But Saturday mornings, we had a routine. We get up, eat our cereal, we'd watch Bugs Bunny Roadrunner, and then we were outside. That's it. Outside for the day. And when I remember Mom calling us to come in, and we would literally start bawling, crying because we didn't want to come inside.
We did not want to at all.
And it's the opposite now. I tell my kids to get out, and they start crying. They're bawling, because I'm trying to tell them to get outside. And when I was a kid, we were crying because we had to come back inside.
Yep.
What has happened?
We
need to write a book.
We sure do. I mean, I remember times that you and Daddy had built that playhouse out back at Daddy and Mom was up there. I remember times kids going up in there and camping.
Yeah, that's right.
It's right in the backyard, and they loved it.
Yeah, we had a little get-together, a little camp out there where we, lit a fire, roasted marshmallows, and spent the night up in the deal there.
There's nothing better than that. Get out there and roast marshmallows and have a campfire. Get out there and spend time with the kids, man. It's just awesome. It's unbelievable. Another great place, local, and I've been here several times, Grand Bay National Wildlife Refuge. Man, they got the nature walk with the tower out in the middle of the swamp out there, and there you'll see alligators, birds, snakes, everything on your way out, and you get to walk up this. I think it's a 40 or 50, maybe 60-foot platform. I'll have to look it up and see.
Wow.
That's another great place to go. You can walk up on this platform. You look all out over the swamp. You're learning all kind of stuff as you're walking in and out. Just awesome, man.
I didn't know that. I'll have to check that out.
That's pretty good.
I've been hunting out there years ago, but I haven't been out there, sightseeing or nature observing in quite some time. So
it's a fun place to go. They got a lot of stuff there to look at. Anyway, we got to take another break, and we'll come back and cover some more things in the good outdoors. Thanks for listening, guys.
You are a hunter. You probably hunt from a tree. If you do, you owe it to your family to use a safety harness. Hunter Safety System has been providing hunters with a safe way to hunt for over 10 years. Many companies have created vests since, but Hunter Safety System is still number one. There are styles that fit men, women, and children of all shapes and sizes. Do not climb a tree without vests and products from Hunter Safety System. You get no second chance. Visit huntersafetysystem.com. Saving lives is what they do. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
White Brothers Auto Supply is South Georgia's auto parts headquarters, located at 1106 West Hill Avenue in Valdosta, Georgia. White Brothers can cover the smallest auto part need right up to a replacement engine or transmission. Serving Valdosta with an enormous auto parts inventory, you can rest assured that White Brothers has what you need, no matter if you're a do-it-yourselfer or an automotive professional. White Brothers has the right part at the right price. Stop by 1106 West Hill Avenue in Valdosta or call 229-244-8773 for all your auto part needs.
Hey guys, you want to win a free hunting or fishing trip?
Well, it's easy. Just like us on Facebook.
That's right. Like us on Facebook at The Good Outdoors with a Z. Each month we will draw a name on air and enter it in the grand prize drawing to be held December 21st, just in time for Christmas.
The winner will be announced on air and can have his or her choice of a hunting or fishing trip, all expenses paid.
And I hope you're not camera shy, because it just might be filmed for the Hunt is Good TV show.
Now remember, you have to like us on Facebook at The Good Outdoors.
With a Z.
That's right, The Good Outdoors with a Z.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Daryl's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree and they don't even see me.
Man, that Realtree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Daryl, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Realtree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
Hey y'all, have you heard about Carter & Sons Produce? Farm fresh produce as always. Plus, the all-new Carter & Sons Butcher Shop is now open. Hand-cut meats, top-grade selections, plus all the fixings. It just doesn't get much better than that. Stop by today to pick up everything you need for your family's dinner table. And don't forget, find us on Facebook, Carter & Sons Produce and Butcher Shop, voted #1 in South Georgia for a reason. 1500A, South Patterson Street, Valdosta. Y'all come see us.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Yeah, welcome back. You know, it's time to give the absent nut weather report.
The absent nut.
Absent nut, and all the love in the world goes out to Ronnie Colbert.
The having a screw loose weather report here.
The rusty nut weather report, that's what we're going to call it in honor of Ronnie. It's 67 degrees out there right now, 17-mile-an-hour winds, gust up to 24. And this is the warmest it's going to get today. The temperature is going to fall. About 4 o'clock, it's supposed to be about 40 degrees. We got this rain band moving through, and it's going to be windy all day long. And it's supposed to get down to 34 degrees tonight. So it's going to get cool.
That's almost freezing.
Almost freezing. And we do have some cooler weather coming in. A high tomorrow of 61, a low tomorrow night of 33. And a high of 64 on Friday. Now, Saturday, they're calling for another 70% chance of rain. And 48 Friday night and a high of 67 on Saturday. And then cooling off again right behind that, 37 Saturday night, 56 Sunday. So we got some cool weather coming in. Not as cool as it, I don't think it's as cool as it normally is yet. But still, better than what we've had so far. So we got this weather coming in today. Everybody stay safe out there. It's getting really close. I'm trying to pull the radar back up now. It's getting really close to us. It's already came through, I think, the Thomasville area. Just some pretty strong rain is all it is. It shouldn't be too bad on us. We got some red involved in it. But you never know what's going to pop up. And it's going to clear out. It shouldn't take it but another couple hours, and it'll be out of here. The wind's blowing it really fast, moving right on through.
Yeah, that's good and bad. When you got the high wind, you got to look at the positive. It'll get it out of here in a hurry, but you just hope it don't do any damage as it goes through. Hopefully it got rid of all its tornadoes and bad weather when it went through Alabama. And
this extended weather forecast for today was brought to you by Powerhouse Outdoor Equipment on Bemis Road.
That's right.
And I haven't heard. I'd like to hear Bulldog chime in this morning and see what the weather's like out there. Him and Thomas Gray, him or Thomas, either one. Tell us what the weather's like, man. And I think it's already came through probably the area y'all are in. And give us a call. Our phone lines are open, 229-253-0995. Let us know what's going on in your area. If you're north of us or west of us. Bulldog's done chimed in with me this morning. He's sending me a text telling me. And he said it's already in Adel. So,
already in Adel.
Yeah,
it's going to be here.
It should run through real quick, though, but everybody stay safe out there.
Hunker down, you hairy dog.
Thank you, Bulldog, for the weather report, my friend. Where's old Thomas Gray at today? Is he around anywhere, you reckon?
I don't know. He might have slept in. Who knows? I don't know. I think we got a call coming in this morning. Might be Thomas. Who knows? Good morning, caller. You're on the air on the Good Outdoors.
You bet your Bob will.
What's happening?
Hey, y'all thought I done fell off the end of the earth, didn't you?
We didn't know what in the world had happened to you, Peg.
We thought Gophers was bringing you mail.
Hey, man, Santa Claus had a little bit of trouble with me at my house.
Uh-oh, what'd he do?
Well, they locked me up.
What?
Yeah.
What'd he lock you up for?
Because I told him to go smelling tail on down the road. I wasn't paying him nothing.
I hear you. Well, I'm so glad that you ain't picking turnips with a stepladder this morning.
No, I know that. I don't even like green bologna sandwiches.
No. What's been going on, Peg?
Everything's been good, man. We had a good Christmas. Good Lord blessed us, and I had a daughter that actually didn't have Christmas for their 6 children this year. They adopted a family out of Valdosta.
Praise the Lord, man.
Yes, they did, man, and it was a blessing in the skies. They had a wonderful. It done so much for them that it was unreal. And I think next year, I ain't thinking, if the good Lord let me live that long and breathe, I'm going to do the same thing next year.
Man, that's awesome.
How do they go about identifying the family to host for Christmas?
Well, they had to do some searching, and kind of check it out. It was a black family from over there, and it was a grandmother, I think, that was raising her 5 grandchildren.
Wow.
And a sister with Down syndrome. Not trying to speak bad, because people's just as normal as anybody else, but for a woman to do that without a man in the house to help her, her son did help her with buying some scooters for the 5 little boys, and then my daughter and them gave their Christmas to them, and it was just, man, it's just awesome.
Man, that is fantastic.
That's awesome.
It is better to give.
I'm gonna call in and do this morning. Is old DN there called me the other day and asked me if I was something. Wasn't quite sure what you was asking me for a donation for, but I said if it's good outdoors, it's got to be good, because it starts with good.
That's right. It's all good.
Well, we were talking about Coretta's Christmas. I know you were out of touch, and we talked about that a little earlier, about a month before that, and we didn't know if you were interested in donating to it or not. And that was with
sure.
but
Is it too late?
Yeah, we've already completed that one, but save it up for next year, Peg.
Yeah, we're gonna start another one off. We're gonna start another deal, another
Hey,
charity.
I'd be glad to, man. I hate that. That really makes me feel bad.
No.
I was on split shift, and I just started back on regular shift this morning. Honest goodness truth.
Well, what we need to do is send your employer a bill. I think that's the right thing to do. What you think?
Yeah. Well,
Hey.
I just had to give y'all my address, and y'all will just send me this kind of information ahead of time in case I happen to be on split shift.
How about this, Peg? I bet you I know where you live at.
I bet you do, too.
I bet I can come to your house.
You can do that. I'd be glad to have you.
We'll come roust you up if we need you.
Hey, we'll eat a pork chop or something.
Oh, yeah, always do something. Man, we appreciate you calling in. I was worried about you. I didn't know. I knew you was on that split shift because you'd run in Steve, but I didn't. I hadn't heard from you or nothing. And when I called you and you didn't call me back, I was like, man, what in the world's going on?
Hey, one more question.
Sure.
Heck, I'm still on my last leg, literally. But I'm doing fine. I'm wondering, have we done the benefit for Bulldog, my man Steve yet?
No. You know better than that, because you're going to be reading about that in the paper, seeing it on ESPN. You know that when that goes down, everybody's going to know about it.
That's going to be a charity event, though, ain't it?
That's right.
It is. It's going to be a charity event.
I want to donate to that, too.
Hey, Peg, save your money and donate it to Steve's hospital bill.
No.
We ain't got to worry about no hospital bill. I'm safety superintendent, man. I got some bandages at work for him.
Yeah, I ain't going to have a scratch on me.
Take care, boys.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Peg.
Good to hear from you.
All right,
too,
buddy. Thank you.
All right, keep talking to you.
All righty. Well, that makes me feel better. That's
Oh,
one
yeah.
thing off of our worry list right there. Peg leg is okay. He's living large, and he said he's on his last leg, but he's he's doing good. We appreciate his support. We can always depend on him. So,
Steve, did you see the letter Teresa sent us?
I did. I read that. Yeah, that was a heartwarming thing that we did there, raising over $700 in cash contributions, and probably another $300 in gifts. We probably bumping somewhere between $800 and $1,000 in stuff, and we were able to do that. And another thing, the Fisherman's Paradise contest went down Saturday. I talked to Dave Leonard over there. He had called me Saturday while we were in Sylvester, and they were getting ready to pull the name out. I had it at 2 o'clock. I hadn't gotten any kind of notification from him on who won it, but we'll try to get that information. So we appreciate everybody going by there and supporting Dave and Judy. They've been there a long time, and we appreciate Fisherman's Paradise. There's no doubt about it.
Yep. And guys in the Good Outdoors Nation, for all your donations and the things you did, Teresa with Coretta's Christmas, she had originally wanted to give gifts to 48. Well, she wanted to give more than 48 kids, but she had to thin the list to 48. But thanks to the Good Outdoors and all that you guys did, because we didn't, you did it. She was able to give gifts to 64 needy children.
Yeah.
Instead of 48, she went up to 64. There was every child got at least 5 presents, so there was well over 300 toys that were able to be purchased. And the majority of the clients that picked up the gifts shed sincere tears of gratitude as she was handed toys out with one hand and handed Kleenex out with the other.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm glad that we have people like Teresa that do that, because man, I'd be a blubbering mess. I fall apart, boy. When somebody starts crying, I got to get in there with them. I can't handle it.
And she wants to sincerely thank the listeners out there for opening their hearts and making donations and making her dream come true to keep this going.
Yeah, I tell you, I envisioned when we first took that thing on for Coretta's Christmas, I just envisioned making sure that those 48 children she identified had at least one gift each. But through the generosity of our listeners and people near and dear to our heart, and you know who you are, we don't have to call the names.
That's right.
We appreciate everybody's contribution, but man, that is a blessing right there. And I can't wait till next year. We did that on short notice.
Yeah.
And hopefully by next year we can get ahead of the curve. Maybe start it, right there at maybe before Thanksgiving. So on the biggest shopping day on Christmas, everybody can run out here and make sure you put Coretta's Christmas on your shopping list, and we can do even better. So that's what we're going to try to do next year. What a great feeling to help others, man. Do unto others as you would have do unto them, and it is better to give than to receive. That's 2 rules if you lived your life by, be a better place.
That's right. Hey, it's raining on Ashley Street. Wanda Stone just chimed in, said it's already starting to rain there. And man,
I'm gonna have to go a different way on the way home then.
Yeah, Ashley Coombs. Ashley Coombs, he said he can hear thunder over near Morven. It's one rumble after another, so it's coming. Maybe it's going to be quick, though. We don't make a too big deal out of it. It's going to be quick. Just want everybody to stay safe.
I got to drive home in the rain. You got to drive to work in the rain.
That's right. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a little bit of red involved. It's not that bad, though. We're going to get through it fine. And
I might melt.
No, but I guarantee you I'm going to hold on to you real tight, run into your truck so you don't float away.
Yeah, I ain't gonna melt. I might just kind of clump up a little bit. Yeah.
Hey, I was going to cover a little outdoor news. A Pennsylvania man catches a state record, catches Delaware state record striped bass, 52 pounds. That's a big old striped bass.
That's a good one there, man. Them things pull, too. I somehow accidentally caught one out of the Altamaha River many years ago, and I thought I had a world record bass when that thing come up, but quickly realized it wasn't. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You're listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5.
Fisherman's Paradise. The mention of the name makes me want to get out on the water. Fisherman's Paradise at 2031 Bemis Road, Valdosta, has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 12 years. A huge selection of rods by Shimano, reels, fishing line, lures, you name it. I counted over 600 different types of Zoom plastic worms alone. They got Culprit, Assassin Salt, Berkeley Gulp, Reaction, and on and on. They got topwater, crankbaits, spinners, and one of my favorites, the rattle trap. From hooks to corks and sinkers to minnows, shiners, and live worms, Fisherman's Paradise can send you to the lake, pond, or river with total confidence. Dave and Judy Leonard want to thank everyone from Bainbridge to Nahunta, from Perry, Georgia to Perry, Florida, and everywhere in between for making them the fisherman's choice. If personal, knowledgeable, one-on-one attention is what you need, stop by Fisherman's Paradise at 2031 Bemis Road, Valdosta. I promise you this, the fish will hate you for it. That's Fisherman's Paradise, proud sponsor of The Good Outdoors.
Steve, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
Man, I've been unfaithful. I found someone else.
Dude, what were you thinking? Does she know?
What? Not on my wife, you knucklehead.
Then what are you talking about?
I've eaten the same pizza for years, but I went to Marco's Pizza a few weeks back, and when I crave pizza, it's Marco's at 4320 Kings Way behind Cass Perch and Pipkin Motors.
Man, I've been hitting that place from day one. Pizzas, wings, cheesy breads, salads, sandwiches, it's all incredibly delicious.
It sure is, and have you tried those Marco's chicken dippers? Oh my gosh, are those things out of this world.
They have specials every day, and what a great place for the family.
Marco's is the place to be for food, and my personal favorite is I get to watch SpongeBob on the TVs located right there on the table.
Visit Marco's Pizza on Kings Way in Valdosta today. Hot delivery and quick carryout also available.
That's Marco's Authentic Italian Pizza.
Give them a call at 229-245-9595. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment, and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Beamish Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Beamish Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Woo, yeah. Welcome back to The Good Outdoors, man. I tell you what, I was just looking on Facebook on some deer that's been coming out from over there around the Chattahoochee River. Man, there's some good bucks coming from over there.
Yeah, they have killed some big ones. That area of the state, the rut, just now coming in every year. I was telling you yesterday, they from about, I don't know, a few days before Christmas to the end of the year, that's when the big bucks hit the dirt over there. And Sam Clement's place over there, 7,400 acres on the Chattahoochee River. They only have 18 members. Phenomenal place to hunt. Probably one of the hottest clubs I've ever seen in the state of Georgia. But they killed, I think, 14 Pope and Young bucks last year. They've killed probably 6 this year so far. And Christmas Day to New Year's Day, a lot of people are off that week. They take a lot of time and get in the woods. I mean, they're seeing deer like you wouldn't believe over there right now. Yeah. It's funny how the rut kind of goes across just the state of Georgia, starting over there on the coast in September during bow season. I remember hunting over there, and it just works its way this way, and it goes through Georgia, and then right on through Alabama into Mississippi, right on to Texas. They'll be rutting January in Alabama and Texas. It's just weird how it works its way that way. And it's way more complicated than I am smart. So I ain't gonna try to figure it out. But if you could plan your hunting season to start it off during the rut in coastal Georgia and work your way through south central Georgia all over to western Georgia, and you could have you some good hunting.
The rut's a funny thing because you can do that all the way across the state of Georgia. Then you can go to Alabama in middle to late January. Mm-hmm. But when you skip on over to Mississippi and Texas and Louisiana, it's in December. So what in the world happened to Alabama?
Well, I think it's the strain and the genetics of it. A lot of Wisconsin stock, deer down in Alabama, Georgia, and then a lot of the Texas strain was introduced into Alabama at the turn of the century there. And I think when they kind of interbred, it just somehow morphed into that sort of structure. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of studies out there that could explain it a little better than me.
Yeah. Somebody, I guarantee you somebody explained it better than I can.
Oh, ain't no doubt about it. Don't take much to explain it more than I can. But T3 tip of the day, we were talking about camping earlier. When you go camping, T3 suggested you be prepared for rain. You're trying to look at the weather, and with the storm coming and all, you certainly wouldn't want to go camping today or tonight probably. But be prepared. Take your garbage bags, keep your stuff wet. Maybe a tarp to to stretch over some of your supplies and things like that, and camp up on higher ground. Don't get down in a low depression where if it rains, it's going to fill your tent up with water. So just be prepared for the rain. Be on the lookout. That tip's brought to you by T3 Outdoorz over on Perimeter Road. I was in there just before Christmas, and Judd and them, man, they were so busy. I couldn't even hardly get a word in edgewise. Everybody's shopping for Christmas. So sure, he's got some great deals going down after the fact too. This year after Christmas specials. I know we got a lot of Yeti cooler supplies and hats and shirts in. So go by and check them out over on Perimeter.
Yes, sir. Hey, you went on a quail hunt over the weekend, didn't you?
I did. I hadn't even thought to talk about that. Yeah, we went over there to a quail hunt out of Sylvester there. And
Southern Woods.
Southern Woods. It was a charity event where J.B. Rutland had went to Country Goes Hunting, and he bid on the charity quail hunt, celebrity quail hunt, and the proceeds went to benefit the Justin Williamson Fund. The gentleman that passed away there at Country Goes Hunting, all the proceeds went to his wife and his surviving child. But we went over there with JB. JB brought his father and Trey and myself and Sam Clement from Hunting is Good. Went over and we were entertained by Daryl Singletary. Double-barreled Daryl had a few hits. You probably know him. Too Much Fun, I Let Her Lie, The Note. Man, he just pumped out some hits, a few years back there, and he's a friend of hunting, loves to quail hunt. Don't do much deer hunting, but he's up in Nashville working on a new album as we speak, or CD or whatever they're calling it now. I think he's gonna try to release it in June. He's in negotiation with a couple of record labels and stuff. But Google Daryl Singletary on YouTube if you want to hear some good singing. I mean, he did a little picking and grinning over there naturally, and he sung a old Conway Twitty song, "Lay You Down." Man does a fantastic job. Does the national anthem every year at Country Goes Hunting. Man, it's one of the best renditions you'll hear. He's just got a great voice and great guy, and appreciate JB bidding on the hunt and had a great time, man. And I actually got to shoot a little bit and was actually very proud of myself. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to do it anyway. I had by far the best percentage of shots versus hits of anybody there. I don't know why. I don't know why that I did that, but I was definitely by far the better man, and that don't never happen, especially not having shot quail in a long time and using a borrowed gun on top of that, But I think that just so happened that the ones that flushed on me, were at the perfect angle. I didn't get a lot of side-to-side shots. They were mostly flying straight away, easy to hit type shots, so I ain't going to brag too much.
We'll wait after the first year. We're going to go out to John's place, Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, and we're going to do some quail hunting then.
I tell you, I can't wait to get to John's place after teeing it up there. Go to Southern Woods is fine, but I tell you, my heart's at Southwind. There ain't no doubt about it. I've been to both places, and quail hunting's good and hunting is good in general, but just being in the home spirit there, and then it's more personal touch. Southern is a big place. There was probably, man, I don't know. They were running a bunch of buggies there, and it was you get a little lost in the shuffle there. So the personal one-on-one attention there at Southwind, I do appreciate that. That's one of the reasons we keep going back to John's at Southwind there. So it's check them out, SouthwindSportingClaysandQuail.com.
I'm ready to get out there and do some quail hunting. It's been years since I've done any. I know we got plenty of quail on our hunting club out there, but I don't know how in the world you would hunt them.
I don't either, but when I hunted that day, one of them days we hunted, there was a covey of, there were 9 or 10 of them out there. Man, they were beautiful. They were a couple of roosters in the bunch. The rest were hens, but they were big, old, fat, pretty looking quail, man.
Yep. Hey, did you hear about the lost, the dog in Alaska?
Nope.
Did you hear about that? There was it was a blind dog. Now he
no wonder he got lost.
Well, he somehow got, I think during a storm, he was outside or something. He went missing during a snowstorm on December 13th. And he made, I think, a 10-mile trek back to the house. This is the blind dog, a 10-mile trek back to the house. A veterinarian, had his dog sled team out there and couldn't pick up the dog. He run across him, and he followed him for about a mile, but he couldn't pick him up for some reason. And he said the next day, and that was 10 miles from, where he'd seen him at. 10 miles later, the next day, he showed up on this veterinarian's porch. And he could say, hey, man, this dog's blind. He didn't show any signs of frostbite or nothing. But he was returned to this family that involved, I think, 2 boys and a girl, all under 10 years old, and they were so happy to see their dog. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
The willpower of a dog.
It is, but it's not. To me, that's not as amazing as the caller that we had last week said that, they had bought the dog.
Yeah.
I think it was a Boykin Spaniel maybe.
Yeah.
And they had implanted a chip in the dog, and over in Ray City, Georgia. Yep. And then, if I remember correctly, the dog went missing. And years later, I mean, a couple of years, I think he said, 2-3 years or whatever, they actually got a call from the vet where they had located the dog via the chip. And a man just down the road had took the dog in, or no. Take that back. He saw it on a sign. That's right. He saw it on the sign that freed a good home, and they went and picked it up. That's right. Went and picked it up. And they took it to the vet and found out it was his own dog. That's right. That's right.
And they don't know whether it was stolen or just somebody had picked up or what. But
but to be reunited in that way, man, that is almost a Christmas miracle right there.
That sure is. That's something else.
Yeah, but blind dog, man. We had a dog, Spooky, a quail dog that went missing there for weeks on end, and she come back home. Somebody obviously had stolen her, we believe. Oh, yeah. And she was a dog that was much in demand. That was one of the probably one of the smartest dogs I've ever been around.
Mr. Roy Thursby used to take her quail hunting all the time.
Yeah, he did. He'd come pick him up or pick her up and take her quail and offer Dad. This was back, I guess, in the late 70s. Offered Dad $1,500 for that dog, and Dad wouldn't part with her.
And we used to get on our motorcycles and take off and run just as fast as we can down the dirt roads, and we could turn around, sit there, and wait, and there she was.
There she was. We got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. You listen to the Good Outdoors. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. On my way to work.
All right.
Y'all were talking about lost dogs. I got on the morning news. It hadn't been 30 minutes ago. I was watching it. In New York, a family's dog got napped, and another person found it, a guy trying to sell it. So they got the dog napper and got the dog back to the family all on Christmas Day.
Good deal. I hope they put him in the jail and throw away the key.
Reason I called was, how did it turn out with the Christmas for the kids?
Man, it turned out better than we ever expected. She, instead of buying for 48 kids, she was actually able to buy for 64 children at five apiece, 5 gifts apiece for 64 children. She originally wanted to do 48. She had thinned the list down to 48, but she got all the way up to 64 thanks to all of you guys in the Good Outdoors.
That's great.
That is awesome, man. It's a lot better than what we expected, and it's just, unbelievable.
Okay. How'd Ronnie come through with the surgery?
He come through okay. He had to spend 2 extra nights in the hospital. Got to come home Christmas Eve. His pain was pretty hard to manage, but they got him under control. He's home now.
Oh, well. We keep him on the pile. I don't have a list. I got a pile.
I hear you, my friend. Appreciate you calling in.
Take care.
All right, thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
That's right. Our phone lines are open. When we come back from the break, give us a call, 229-253-0995. We're going to come back with our wrap-up segment here in about 3 minutes, so y'all stay tuned to the Good Outdoors. Thanks for listening.
Hey, Dad?
Yes, Dawson?
Is there a limit on how many clay pigeons you can shoot?
Well, son, you really don't kill a clay pigeon since it's not alive to begin with.
Is there a limit on how many skeets you can shoot?
No, Dawson, there is not a limit. Usually here at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, we just see how many we can hit. And they are not called skeet, but I will explain that later.
Well, it wouldn't really matter if there was a limit for you.
Dawson, just because I run Southwind doesn't mean I shoot all the time.
That's not what I mean, Dad.
But what do you mean, Dawson?
If there was a limit, you wouldn't ever be in danger of going over it.
Are you saying I'm a bad shot?
Maybe you just need more practice.
Come see us today at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river in Brooks County, or visit our website at southwindclaysandquail.com for more information on quail hunts or rifle and pistol range or sporting clays.
You missed again, Dad.
Okay, son, let's keep moving.
Everyone knows that Eagle Auto Repair in Lake Park, Georgia is the best place to get your vehicle back in shape and keep it there. But did you know they're also a certified U-Haul provider? That's right. If you are moving somewhere or pulling a car or truck and need help, Eagle Auto Repair can hook you up. No matter if it's local or long distance, we've got you covered. Might as well leave your car for service while you move. That's multitasking. Eagle Auto Repair, 321 Lakes Boulevard in beautiful Lake Park, Georgia. Stop by or give Ronnie a call at 229-559-1999.
You did it. You bagged that trophy of a lifetime. So who you going to trust to recreate that memory? Jody Hewitt at Artistic Wildlife is the man to call. With years of experience and an attention to detail that is unmatched, Artistic Wildlife is the taxidermist for deer, turkey, ducks, fish, and even a dadgum godforsaken rattlesnake, if you're one of those crazy folks. Details on Jody's brand new Artistic Wildlife studio in Adel, Georgia will be coming soon. Give Jody a call at 229-560-3062 or visit his website at artistic-wildlife.com.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors, broadcasting live and in living color every morning from 4:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. You're listening to us right now on 99.5 Kicks Country, right here in Valdosta, Georgia, Black Crow Studios, Ellis Street. This wrap-up segment is brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail out on the Quitman Highway, Highway 80. That's Highway 84. I always want to say 82, headed towards Quitman. Go by and check them out. We got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. You on the air? You listen to the Good Outdoors. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, man. Trying to drive through this daggum rain right now, headed north.
I can hear you. I can hear it hitting you on the roof there.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad right here at Cecil, but it come through my mama's house in Mississippi yesterday, and tornado hit right here, knocked about 5 trees down in her yard, one on my brother-in-law's truck and one on the front porch. So
good gracious. Thank goodness.
This little storm is going to have some little bad stuff in it, so everybody just be careful.
Yeah, we appreciate that tip, and I guess it's going to be raining on us when we get out of the studio here.
Yeah, I'm headed up to Ashburn right now to get to work. Don't know how much all we were working outside today, but we'll go find out anyway.
Well, I think it's going to clear out pretty quick. It's moving in a hurry.
Yeah, but just kind of be careful because the wind's blowing pretty good.
Yeah.
We appreciate
it. Started raining on me at about 22. It started raining, so.
Okay, well, we appreciate the live weather report, brother.
All right, man. Y'all take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we got to be careful out there, man. That wind and rain and a lot of rain falling probably in a very quick, short period of time. So you could hear the rain hitting the gentleman's vehicle there in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Got a bowl game tonight, the Little Caesars Bowl, Western Kentucky versus Central Michigan. I don't think I'm gonna rush home to watch that one, but if I ain't got nothing else to do, I'll watch it. But Western Kentucky comes in from the Sun Belt Conference at 7-5 versus Central Michigan at 6-6 from the MAC Conference. Both of them are 4-4 in their conference. They looks like they got a pretty balanced attack. Both of them, good passing, good rushing. Probably be a pretty good football game. I don't know who's favorite.
The good games are starting now.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
From here to January 1, it'll be a lot of games going on, and there's been several played now. You had Fresno State losing to SMU, Boise State barely beating Washington, East Carolina losing to University of Lafayette, Louisiana, or whoever that is. The Bulls down in Florida beat Ball State 38-7. 38-17. BYU beat San Diego State 23-6. Toledo lost to, I believe it was Utah State, 41-15. And then the Nevada-Arizona game, 49-48. That's probably been the best game of the year. That went right down to the wire. A lot of high scoring if you like offense. So there'll be another one tonight, and they'll be limping through it to the.
What is the schedule? I hadn't even looked lately. I don't know when does Georgia play. I don't even know.
Georgia plays January 1st.
That's a shame.
Most all the good bowl games are on January 1. So, you can go on ESPN and look at the actual schedule, and see when those games are. But tell you what, you won't be watching. You won't be watching no hockey.
No, are they still on strike?
They are still on strike, and who cares?
That's right.
Who cares?
I never watched a hockey game.
I have.
Have you been to one?
No, heck, I ain't wasting my money on no hockey game. But
ain't never even been to one, watched one. Ain't never, not even looked at it hard. So
yeah, it's just hockey's not my thing, man. It is not my thing.
It's mine either.
It's not most people's things down here in the South. So
let's see who all's coming up. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, we got some good games. The 27th, we got Cincinnati and Duke, and San Jose State, Baylor, UCLA. December 28th, got a few games coming up. 29th, oh man, they coming right on. We can watch some games this weekend.
Yeah, that Baylor game, that Baylor UCLA game is going to be interesting. Baylor, they've been playing some good football. They've upset a couple of teams here lately. Of course, UCLA beat USC to take the bragging rights of that thing there, and that don't happen very. It was big news, to see UCLA beat up on USC. So. Yeah, you got some good games coming up. They really gonna get started January 1 though. That's when the good ones, the better teams start playing.
Chick-fil-A Bowl, LSU and Clemson. That's December 31st.
You got Texas, Oregon State on December 29th. That's a pretty good game. Vanderbilt plays NC State on December 31st, and Vanderbilt had a really good year, 8-4, 5-3 in the SEC, probably the best year they've had in quite some time. Bowl eligible by a long shot, But the one, the one that I guess is getting a lot of attention from a negative aspect is the USC Georgia Tech game that'll be played December 31st. And the reason it's getting some little bit of negativity is Georgia Tech is 6-7, and they're in a bowl game, But that by the BCS rules, the runner-up in the ACC gets that particular bowl game, and it's amazing how a 6-7 team can be in there, but they're there, and they're there by rule. So I hate what's fixing to happen to them, but USC's probably going to make them wish they hadn't have never made the trip.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
Then again, you got to play the game, and then. But LSU Clemson is another December 31st game. Really
that
good
should
game.
Be a good game right there.
Yeah, both teams 10-2. LSU from the SEC at 6-2 in the conference, and Clemson in the ACC 7-1. This is an absolutely huge game for Clemson, in my opinion, and the ACC. If they want to gain any respect or any or any legitimacy, they need to go in there and they need to win that game. I don't think it's going to happen. But there's a lot of if the ACC doesn't come in there and win a bowl game against a high-ranking SEC team, they're just never going to get the respect.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Look at all the doggone respect the Big Ten gets, and they can't beat the SEC team.
They don't get no respect. I don't know.
In the polls, they do all the time.
Well, that's because most of the voters are from the Midwest.
That's right.
But I mean, year in and year out, and it's the worst thing that can happen to a guy that's a football fan in the South is for Notre Dame to beat Alabama.
Oh boy,
that ain't gonna happen. I don't think. I ain't gonna bet on the game, but if I had a little extra money, I'd feel comfortable betting on it. I wouldn't bet with no points or anything, but I would like to see. I don't want to see no close game. I want to see total domination and humiliation, and let everybody know that there's a reason the SEC is the king of football.
That's right.
And I don't care if it was Alabama or Vanderbilt or Tennessee or anybody in that position. Or Florida. I'd be pulling for them to beat Notre Dame.
That's right. SEC.
SEC, baby. And I know I got some friends that are Florida State fans, and I love Florida State too. But I'm speaking of the conference itself. It's not the SEC. I don't care what nobody says. I mean, Florida. Year in and year out, you may have one good team, two maybe from the ACC.
Maybe.
But you're usually at least four deep in the SEC. This year, no difference. You got Alabama, LSU, the cream of the crop in the West, and you got Georgia, Florida.
South
Carolina, which South Carolina fell a little bit, but you got
10-2.
Georgia and Florida, the king at the in the East, and then you got the rising teams like was it Mississippi State? I believe had a decent year.
Yeah,
I
did.
think they were 8-4. Of course, South Carolina, but year in and year out, and when the season ends, you usually got 4 or 5 SEC teams that end up ranked in the top 10.
Texas A&M, they came in this year.
Texas A&M, I
10-2.
forgot about them. Yeah, you got to actually probably give them the nod above
Yes.
LSU over in the West. Forgot about them since they're new to the conference. South Carolina ended up 10-2. Georgia ended up, I guess 10-2.
Florida 11-1.
Florida 11-1. Playing in a BCS game.
Yeah, SEC. That's all you can say is SEC, baby.
I mean, until somebody proves us wrong, Florida State plays Northern Illinois. I wish they'd have got a decent game. And I say that Northern Illinois is a good team. They may. Florida State don't need to lose to Northern Illinois. I can tell you that right now. That'd be a disaster.
That would be a disaster. I sure hope that don't happen.
No, sir.
Yeah, well.
I don't know.
Lots of things coming up. Lots of good bowl games, man. And I'll be glued to the television as much as possible. And I guess I won't be outdoors this afternoon with all this wind blowing.
No, speaking of glued to something, yesterday I was glued to that deer stand because the pine tar had dripped down on that seat. And my rain jacket, when I leaned back on the chair and was sitting down, when I finally decided to lean up and, kind of get ready there, and it went, scared everything in the woods off, I'm sure. So that didn't help my causes any.
Mm-hmm.
But I was dry.
Hey,
old rain.
Daryl Sempers, he chimed in this morning and said he's going to be back in the morning and take Juan's place.
Good job, Daryl.
Yeah, welcome back, Daryl.
Yeah.
Juan's ever happen, he'll be sleeping in the morning watching Juan.
We appreciate Juan standing in for
we
Daryl.
do.
Daryl's down there taking care of a little business. Glad to have him back, and we're glad to let Juan go back down, get back into bed and sleep a little bit. So.
Hey, we're going to have an announcement tomorrow about Amanda Taylor that won the contest. We're going to get her and talk about something. I've had a great time this morning, guys. We'll be back tomorrow at it.
Yeah, we're going to take a back road and get out of here. I think the back road is going to be a little wet on the way home, but we're going to drive carefully and tune the tunes up. Jim Morgan will be here in a minute. We'll talk to y'all later.
Toodles!
Gotta get out of here, get it all off my mind. And like a memory from your grandpa's attic, a song comes slipping through the radio static, changing my mood. A little George Strait, 1982, and it makes me wanna take a back road. Makes me wanna take the